Alright guys, part 2. First off, let me say that you're going to see the same images again, the same 4 images, the same 4 teasers basically, because I couldn't find the other pictures fast enough, so you guys are basically going to, sorry guys, you're going to see the same pictures over again, but you're going to hear new voices from me and you know, it's NakaCon.
Hello again.
Yeah. Basically with this is another question I want to bring up is that how is this going to affect the Marvel Universe in general? What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, right now, I'm not too sure at this point, because there's a little contradiction I've seen right here. Is they're pushing, this has been out, they said that a lot of the X-Men books were also going to tie heavily into Fear itself. So I'm kind of wondering if this is not something that's going to, you know, be an event, or 2 events crossing over into each other.
Yeah.
Which, actually, for the first time, I think this will be something that hasn't been done in comics, because we've never actually had 2 events cross over with each other before.
Yeah. Although we kind of saw a little of that when Secret Invasion kind of tied in a bit with I think it was, what was going on during Secret Invasion? Was it Annihilation or War of Kings?
I didn't read. I stopped reading War of Kings after the first half, but it started out because of Secret Invasion. I think the Inhumans were chasing the Skrulls up to space, and that's how all that shit got started with Vulcan.
Yeah. And there's another guy. There's going to be other repercussions with the Year of the X-Men, like NakaCon said, is that this is if it is what Marvel's keeping what they're saying true, they're basically going to keep they're going to put Year of the X-Men with Fear itself, and that's going to be some crazy shit right there. What else? Oh, I'm sorry.
One thing I want to point out, X-Factor ain't tied into this in any way. Even with the next book, Peter David's managing to keep his own stuff to himself, which is smart.
Yeah, I mean, people say that that is probably the best X-Men related book, but I'm surprised he's not he did manage to do a little with Second Coming, but I'm surprised he's not putting anything with this. And it seems like X-Factor, by the way, X-Factor stays out of any event for the most part entirely.
I think, the funny thing, I think Peter David is Marvel's best kept secret.
Yeah. He's the Jeff Johns he's their Jeff Johns.
I would actually equate him along the lines a little more with Paul Dini, but I think Johns could work on that too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what got me, is that what's interesting about Peter David is that he keeps the X Factor in its own universe, kind of like when he was writing Hulk. For the most part, Hulk was in his own universe for the most part, for the time that Peter David wrote for him.
Yeah, and I think this is the success of Peter David of what keeps him going. He doesn't. Peter David does what a lot of other writers doesn't do, and thinks with common sense. He thinks first as a fan, and that's why I think his writing is so successful. Probably is that we settle out all this money for books a month, and we keep getting crap a lot of times, and he's actually the one who thinks, or he's actually one of the writers that thinks for his fans, and kind of losing my words here, but he actually thinks more of his fans, and I'm losing my train of thought as I'm going with this.
I think I get what you're saying. Like he thinks what the fans want, and it's exactly what the fans want. If
Yes.
And it's kind of interesting too, because I'm pretty sure he probably gets pressured into writing tie-ins as well. But I'm surprised that he hasn't lost his job for saying no, I'm not going to do that.
Well, But for him selling as many books as he does a month, too, I think they're keeping him on.
Yeah.
At least one of the smart things that Marvel's doing.
Yeah. But yeah, the other X-Men books, with New Mutants, X-Force, Uncanny X-Men, X-Men itself, it seems like it's all going to happen. Is it just going to happen in just one book each? I don't know. That's the thing I'm wondering about.
I haven't seen all of the tie-ins with Fear itself, but I'm thinking Fraction is going to keep Uncanny X-Men with Fear itself. But the rest of the books are going to go ahead and fall under this banner for MMXI.
Right.
Talk about this real quick. What do you think about the books as they are right now?
The books as they are right now. Honestly, I haven't read any other X-Men, a lot of X-Men books since I kind of stopped reading X-Men when Nightcrawler died in Second Coming, and then when Cable died, I was very pissed off, and I started to read Uncanny X-Force. I'm starting to reread a lot of Uncanny X-Force because I think Redeemer knows what he's doing in there. I think if they should kick Daniel Way off and put Redeemer on Deadpool.
I think this would be wise too.
Yeah.
Better idea than putting Jason Aaron on and completely running the shit to the ground here.
Yeah. I mean, let's not get I'm not counting Jason Aaron out. I mean, he wrote some very good Ghost Rider stuff. Well, that was my opinion of Ghost Rider.
Well, we ain't going to debate on that, but
yeah, that's safe for another video.
Which video is this?
The X-Men video. Well, tune in next time when we beat the hell out of each other and say, Jason Aaron, can he write Ghost Rider?
I'll tell you this, though, for him bullshitting over the last maybe 15 issues of Ghost Rider, I was surprised at how quick Heaven So Fire was done.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back to this, because I'm pretty sure I probably, you and I, unison, as a, together have probably lost about 50 subscribers just from ranting.
I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I mean, I've done this before, but I've done millions of videos where I've done rants with guest stars, but I think I've just totally lost my train of thought as well. But
yeah. I think we left off talking about the X books tying into Year of the X-Men.
Yeah. Oh, now I remember. We were talking about when you said when was the last time I read an X-Men book, and I was telling you about Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much the only X-Men book I've been trying to keep up with for the most part. The Apocalypse stuff was good. I'm starting to like their new book. And, this whole thing where they're going to fight the Age of Apocalypse, that's going to be very interesting, to say the least. I mean, we're going to see... My thing is that, another thing I just thought of is that, what if these, Age of Apocalypse X-Men, what if some of them stay, like, when Nate Gray and Dark Beast and, and Holocaust all came to, the regular X-Men universe, do you think someone's going to stay from the Age of Apocalypse universe and stay here on Earth?
Well, this did happen before in the original story. It could be very well, because remember kind of hinting that some of the 616 characters actually remaining behind in the Age of Apocalypse universe once that has been concluded.
Oh, yeah, that is right.
And we are going to see a little bit more of Dark Beast, that I do remember.
Yeah,
he's supposed to play a huge role in this.
Yeah, he is a bastard. I'm wondering if they're going to do what they're going to do with the character of Legion, or whatever he calls him, you know, Xavier's son. What are they going to do with him? Because last time I checked, he was out of it. Like, last time I read him in New Mutants, he was just completely, like, he was on something.
I haven't been reading New Mutants to keep up with that past Second Coming, but I do know that they used it as, like, the huge last resort weapon. And that maybe they might try and use him as sort of the big gun when it comes to the battles.
Yeah. So maybe we'll see something new because I think maybe he'll become sane or something. But there's just so much that could happen in this time frame alone. All I think what we're trying to say is, people, is that the X-Men universe is going to change drastically, and hopefully Marvel's going to keep to their word for that.
Oh yes, I think this time they could meet it.
Yeah. I'm very convinced that Cyclops is no longer going to be, after this, Cyclops is going to be no longer leader of the X-Men, and I sure as hell will be pissed if it's Emma who leads the X-Men. I would prefer Magneto or even, you know, Colossus as a leader of the X-Men.
How much time do you have left on this?
We got about 3 minutes.
Alright, quick thought to throw out there. While I'm thinking about this, you were talking about Magneto. X-Men Legacy actually has Magneto and Rogue as sort of a couple now.
Right, I heard about that.
If by some chance they knock Cyclops out of the picture, imagine Rogue stepping up in Emma Frost's place. What do you think about that possibility?
That is a very interesting possibility. I mean, I hate Emma with a passion. She's a total bitch, but seeing Rogue as like second in command with you know, Magneto by her side would be, you know, an interesting change of pace.
And think about it too, because I mean, like, if you look into Rogue's backstory, she actually started off as one of the bad guys and sort of slowly found her way into redemption with the X-Men. So not only are you seeing one come around, you're seeing two.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I think I think we've pretty much said everything we wanted to say about this video, I guess. Or did you have any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. This is sounding to be pretty good so far. I think I'm definitely going to be looking forward to this when it comes out.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely going to read the book that starts this all off. I can't remember which one that starts off Year of the X-Men, but I'm going to be excited when it does happen. It's definitely got me.
X-Force 11 will start it
off. Okay, X-Force 11. Keep that in mind, people. X-Force number 11. I'm definitely picking that up. I'm also going to look in to see if Cyclops is really going to they're really going to kick Cyclops' ass off the team, because I'm really hoping for that, because he's been nothing but a total dick lately. But yeah, we've covered everything, and this is Deadpoolzilla.
And I'm Tanaka Khan.
And we're out of here, guys.